Hey, everybody. We should be live right now. We have Vince Bro TT02 as tonight's guest for the record Geo Art, the World Record Geo Art in Texas that went live last weekend. So, you guys want to give us a call if you did it, if you partook in this Geo Art over the weekend, give us a call 808-468-7924 and let's talk about it. And if you didn't, if you have questions for Vince here about the Geo Art, you can also give us a call. We've been more than happy to take your calls at 808. We're going to be talking about it all night tonight, 808-468-7924. That is the show topic tonight. It's the world record. There is a Guinness World Record Geo Art. We will talk about it tonight. GSM times 2. Picarax in Spain currently holds the Guinness Book of World Records Geo Art. But Vince is on his tail, so to speak, for lack of a better term.
Still a ways away.
So, all right, it's 8:30. So let's go. Chad, you ready?
I'm ready.
Jess, you ready?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, oh shoot, hold on a second. 3, 2, 1.
You wanna know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. Go, geocache, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. I cover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's 8:30, which means that it is once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Scott Burks. We are joined by Shorty that's in the next room. And please welcome to my virtual left, my co-host, Jay. 427.
Howdy, y'all. Let's talk Geo Art. But before we do that, Scott,
Yes,
you're
sir.
coming through your laptop for some reason right
I'm
now.
coming through my laptop?
Yes.
Now you tell me while I'm live on the show.
You weren't before. Or at least you got a major echo.
I'm not coming through my laptop. I'm coming through the audio. Kodak.
Are you
Opera
hearing a
House.
major echo?
What?
Yes. Yeah, it's like
You're
an
hearing
opera
echo on
house.
me? Hold on. Let's see. Chad. Only us. Tells me now while the show is live. We do that. By the
You
way.
were sounding fine.
Okay, now how about
before.
now? Does it sound fine now?
Now it sounds fine.
Now it sounds fine.
Well, actually, when you start getting loud, it's not
I'm gonna
sounding
get loud in a
good.
minute, Chad. Is what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Dude, I'm not gonna cancel. How about now? Better? Worse? Oh,
Better.
Quieter.
Quieter.
let me pop out and pop back in.
Yeah, so something happened between when we were talking and then when he started on
I
the
noticed
show.
he got a lot quieter than normal as
Right.
as he started talking there. I don't know what would change though. That's very strange. We'll give that take 2.
But it started sounding like he was coming through his laptop mic when it wasn't
Okay.
before.
How about now? How do I sound now?
Talk louder.
Hello.
That's
Hello.
better.
Hello. It might have been because I swapped
You swap connections.
connections. That could be why. So,
Okay.
guys, sorry. All right, here we go. See, we're both professional in front of Vince. Sorry, Vince. It's all Chad's fault.
Yes,
Here we
all my
go.
fault. Mhm.
Yeah.
How about, so I'm a little quiet. Really, I'm quiet. I'm anything but quiet.
See, I used to always have a guy behind the glass. And
Yeah, I
he
don't have,
handled all
I
that
don't
stuff,
have a
right?
guy behind. It's just a wall here, dude. Seriously, just a wall right here. That's all I
That's
got.
right.
In
Get the
3,
dogs.
I got this whole board. Me. 3, 2, 1.
You wanna know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. But come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. I cover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday. It's 8:30, which means it is once again and again time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name's Scott Burks. We have Shorty It's in the next room. Please welcome to my virtual left, my co-host, Chad. 427. Chad, this is your part.
Yes. Well,
This is your part.
I'm still hearing a bit of an echo now.
I hate
That's
you.
weird.
I hate you so much.
So howdy y'all. Let's talk Geoart. Let's move on.
Tonight's episode 701, recorded live on January 19th, 2022, is the end of Chad's life. No, it's the Texas World Geo Art Talk with TT02. I got 0 in there. Sorry. Phone lines are open. Give us a call, 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAGGIN for you international callers. You can call us free via the web at collinstudio.com/show/GCPC. But first, Chad, my good man. How about now, Chad?
See, I'm not hearing it when you're going quiet. I'm wondering if it's picking it up through Shorty's.
You're saying I'm so loud. Shorty Nitz's
Yes.
microphone on the other side of the house is picking
Yes.
me up.
Now talk loud.
What?
Now talk loud.
Hello.
See, it's not
Testing.
coming through now.
Oh,
That's what it was.
you're just too damn loud. What am I tell you?
I'm not
quote-
too damn loud.
The
You're
quote,
too
the
damn
great,
loud.
the great Huey Lewis. You're just too damn loud. Chad, before we get into the
Sir.
show with Vince Rowe, aka TT02, we need to talk about Patreon, Chad. Patreon, Chad. Costs a lot of money to make this show work. As you know, we talk about this every week, guys. There's 2 ways you can help us. You can go to PayPal, make a one-time donation. You go to paypal.me/the geocaching podcast. $5, $50, doesn't matter. Go straight to the bills. We don't even see it. Or, Chad, you become a Patreon of this show. The other side, Chad, the better side, right? People who knuckle up, they knuckle up to the bar and they join the club. They go to the paywall and they get all the goodies on the other side, the extra video, extra audio, only available to Patreon members, the Patreon-only shows, the Patreon-only holiday giveaway shows, Chad. They should all be getting their stuff right now. By the way,
That's right.
hang
Hang on. What about the New Zealanders?
I'm gonna say let me go full truth here. The people who are from out of the country is still in a box right here. But I think I'm gonna go mail it right there. I think I'm gonna mail it tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do. But all the US people, they should have gotten all theirs. So guys, you get stickers, you get path tags, you get coins, few coins left, a handful, all that good stuff. You become a patron of the show. Tier starting as low as $3. You want to do it, you can. You can go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/the geocaching podcast.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com.
Tonight, we're also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic logbook made with genuine Write in the Rain paper. The logbook designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who would rather go cache than do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher Magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com.
And by the Maxud's Body Company. Maxud Body Company makes handmade bath and body products for all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Bee Gone soap. It's spray. Yeah. This is my third time doing it. Be quiet. It's spray and 2 cents choices of bug spray are all great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Maxud's Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxudsbody.com. That's MACSUDSBODY.com.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
It's my turn. And by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching creates unique. I do this every time. Sells utility items for geocaching. Our items are made in the USA and always provide free shipping. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
Now that's the easiest one to do. And
I know,
I was just thinking maybe we need to make that one a little bit longer.
That's up to them, dude. I
Jim.
see what they do. Jim, if you want something,
Jim,
that's not Jim.
give Scott more words.
Yeah, it's Jim.
So here's the thing. I've been for the past 3 years. I've been doing Arted Crafted, which it creates unique geocaching themes. Now I get moved to Practical Geocaching. It's those utility items. I see the U. I go to unique. It's just it's going to take a while, guys. This is just what happens when you're reading. Sorry, Jesse.
We'll switch. You can have more words. All right. And by Arted Crafted. Arted Crafted creates unique geocaching themed tees and custom
Teams?
designs. Well, teams is later here. For you or your geocaching group. Oh, group, not team. Sorry. With adult sizes ranging from small to 5XL. If you have an idea for a shirt design and cannot find it, then you've come to the right place. Please give us the opportunity to show how we can enhance your caching experience with your own custom design. Visit them at artedcrafted.com. That's ARTEDCRAFTED.com.
And finally, buy pattags.com for all your swag and pat tag needs. Visit our website to get creative help, to trade or log tags, or to purchase your own personalized pat tags. With over 43,000 tags to collect, pattags.com is everything you need to start your pat tag obsession. Visit them at pattags.com. That's PATHTAGS.com.
And as always, Shady, you find links to our sponsors on our website or
in our show notes.
your show notes. Chad.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we don't have the listener path tag race anymore. That race is ended. We still have our path tag race.
Yes, we do.
The host path tag race still going on. Before I do that, I just want to say to you guys, we've gotten a few emails. We've gotten a bunch of emails from you guys. I did get them. I know I'm not going to read them tonight. I'm saving them for a cache of coffee in a few weeks. So don't think we're ignoring you. If I haven't read your email, we're not ignoring you. I'm saving them for a show, for a good show. I'm not going to take up Vince's time. So email you guys any emails, you could email us. But again, you guys, I know a bunch of you have. I'm not ignoring it. We'll get to them. Don't worry. Chad,
Scott,
yes,
I have a
ma'am.
question.
Yes.
Did you read our new patrons' names?
No, he did not.
Did I not read the patron names?
And,
I didn't think so.
I was going to get on him about it.
I beat you
But,
to
yeah.
it.
Good job.
All right. So you could join Patreon. Thanks to all our current subscribers and our new subscribers, Chad. The people who knuckled up to the bar, who said, yes, we want to pay you. We are done being freeloaders. We're going to pay you. That is KA3 Cathralupe?
Yeah, I was wanting you to try to pronounce that.
Cathralupe. How's that? Am I right? Cathralupe?
Sure.
That's pretty good. Jesse, KA3UPE. Cathralupe. Cathralupe? Vince, you're on
I
mute.
haven't a clue.
I'm going Cathralupe until they tell me otherwise. 'Cause I like that. And if it's not, it should be.
Yeah.
Cathralupe is out of
send us an email.
Quarryville.
Quarryville.
I think it's Quarry. I think I forgot the Y.
Probably
Quarryville.
Yeah, it's Quarryville.
It's Quarryville, Pennsylvania. Cathralupe. He's the one. Isn't this Jesse? No, that's not. This is the guy who called in who said when he had the Rona and he was really sick in the hospital.
Oh.
That's him.
Oh,
That's him. Yeah. Rona guy. I'm assuming Cathralupe. That's what I'm going for. And then we got Mockingjay 3 out of Pensacola, Florida, knuckling up to the bar, saying, "Hey, yes, thank you. Well, I want the extras." Hey, what was last week's, Chad? What was last week's
what was last week's what
video?
video?
Yeah.
It was the opening of the grab bag. The what the hell's what Lisa's company's
Cash
grab,
Advance.
huh?
Cash.
Cash Advance.
Yes, the Cash Advance mystery box. Jess and I opened up the Cash Advance mystery box.
See,
And
he
it was
loves
good.
putting me on the
Spoiler
on the
alert, it was
spot.
good. It was very good.
Yeah.
We were very impressed. So that's the kind of stuff you get. So yeah, we appreciate it. So guys, anything you can, Patreon, patreon.com/the geocaching podcast. In terms of, again, I said the emails, guys, we're going to get to those on the Cache Coffee in a few weeks, but hey, you got emails, please send them in. We'll read those as well. And then our TBs, mine just moved. Jesse said, hey, did you see that? Mine, Jesse, what happened to mine?
Yours
Yours
got
got dropped.
in Michigan somewhere. I
Yes.
think.
Mhm.
Dropped in Michigan. Jesse, where's yours?
I don't think mine's moved.
It hasn't moved at all. I don't follow
believe
yours. I don't know. I don't know.
What?
I don't follow. I know. Shocking. I don't follow yours.
I didn't notice yours moving, Jesse, but maybe it
I
did.
don't think it has. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mine is
Gotta bring poor Vince in.
nope. Still in the Dulles Travel Bug Hotel. Somebody please go to
Yeah.
Dulles.
Wait, where's Dulles? What is that?
Outside of DC,
DC.
Virginia.
We have listeners out of it. Come on. We got listeners out of there. We do. I know we do.
Yeah, I
All right.
used to always be picking between Dullison and BTI or
BWI.
BWI
And Chad is just
when
MIA.
going to Germantown, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's get with the show. Vince Rowe. Hey, Vince.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
About medium rare.
Good.
Always.
Why don't you tell us about yourself? Let's start with that before we get into this show. Guys, before anybody has a question for Vince, give us a call, 808-468-7924. Go, Vince. Tell us about yourself.
Well, there's always an elevator pitch, and you try and pick and choose which pieces of the puzzle. But born and raised in Cucamonga, California. I spent 10 years in the Army Ranger, jumped out of planes for a living, got out, did quite well in business and multiple different stops from Fujitsu, New Horizons Computer Learning Centers, a whole bunch of other things. And then got into trading, investing, had my own large trading and investing school based here in Texas, at lots of locations, did really well. Sold that business in 2009, got out, started my own hedge funds, lots of different clients, and then checked out of that a few years ago. Now, doing investment stuff, doing a lot of investment, and have quite a few little projects. Own a bar here in Dallas, which is a New Orleans style jazz bar, and do a lot of geocaching. Love geocaching. It's my hobby, sport, lifestyle, all the things you've heard. Game. So a lot of those different things. So that's
activity is my favorite.
Activity. Yeah, there you go. Activity. Even I wish there was more activity. So it's always been my question is, if you've done an adventure lab, was it ever an adventure?
Sometimes. No, but occasionally.
Well, I mean, where's the bar?
Yeah. So you, looking at your profile, I have you on the show because you were one of the, I'm assuming it wasn't just you and a bunch of people created the World Record Geo Art, correct?
That's correct. That's what we're talking about.
And how many caches are in that?
1350 at the end of the day. 1350.
And what was the, was it 1200 that was the?
1100.
1100. Oh, so you upped it by a couple of hundred.
A couple of hundred.
Okay,
yep.
Before we get into this, I noticed you also have more Geo Arts. This isn't your only Geo Art.
I do. Well, I have what I consider a true challenge Geo Art, meaning is that all of those challenges that sit out there on that Geo Art currently are not completely. Nobody's completed the Geo Art yet.
Really?
I made them tough.
Wow.
So,
how many are there?
So there's 229. Nobody's gotten to the 225th yet, because that's when the 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th published. They've been sitting out there since the beginning.
Give me an example of a tough one.
Let's say, what about, let's see, one that's qualified. Well, I know some tough ones I want to publish. Yeah, how about your fizzy grid for your large containers?
Mm-hmm.
That's a tough one. So,
fizzy grid
problem
from
is,
large?
I don't have 10 people in Texas to qualify yet. So we have to fix that.
Fizzy for a large. I think
It's
I have
gonna
like
be
88
challenging.
larges. That's it. I don't even have that many larges. Like, hold on, Jess. Let me, here you go. So that's the one we're talking about. Sorry for people who are listening at work. Probably not. We have video right now of the it's the Texas Longhorn, for lack of a better. It's a
Longhorn. That's correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is what the Geo Art is, and it's all mysteries.
Just outside of Dallas,
all
if anyone
challenged,
wants to look on the map.
Yeah, there's what you see visible there at 225 of the challenges. So if you open some of those up, so you'll see everything from international requirements, 5 different types in 6 different countries. That's tough, but believe it or not, we do have enough to qualify to meet the bar of 10 caches in Texas that qualify for that.
Really?
So yeah, but what you'll find is those that qualify for the international caches, in some instances, don't go up to the 35,000 caches minimum, or 30,000, I think it is out there.
Mm-hmm.
So have 30,000 caches. So there's a lot of quite a few that make it a very, very wide breadth of challenges that most don't qualify for, or most do qualify for it predominantly, but there's not anyone that has fully completed the entire Longhorn yet. It's close. I think we have a few that have qualified for close to about 217. I think there's a few that are getting up in the 217 range. So,
This is why no one likes you. Huh?
I think we need to work on this one.
oh, there's a lot of
Dogs
reasons.
allowed.
That's not just that usually doesn't come up. we got another long list for that.
What was it called, Jesse?
Dogs allowed attribute.
How many?
Fizzy. Dogs
Fizzy?
allowed
Oh, come on.
attribute.
Oh.
Fizzy.
All right, Vince, I hate you now.
Go down the list. Go down the list.
Come on.
There's a lot of creativity, I think, in some of this too.
You should go
Wow.
through there.
Okay.
Now, you should open up one of those caches and look to see if you can actually read the language that I used.
You use different language?
Yeah, I did.
What language did
Some
you
need a translator, and I provided where the translator is.
Wow.
You should open that up. See if Jess can
Wow.
do that.
We
Did
can
you
talk
open
about
one?
Jess, did you open one? Hold on.
Hold on.
Looking.
Let me share my screen back again.
How did we not do? We didn't hunt any of these. Demshar, how did we not hunt any of these last time when we were in Texas?
Yeah, where's Adam? There you go.
Demshar, you didn't bring me to any of these. Shame on you.
Did you go through the Dallas area,
Yeah.
or were you mostly in the
We were in
Austin area?
Dallas. Well, I mean, we landed in Dallas.
Okay, well, this was in 2019 as well when this was put out.
Yeah, we were there in 2019. Oh wait, we were there in January. No, we were there in January 2020 is when we were there. So yeah, we were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just before Geo Woodstock here in the GPS maze. I just got this done under the wire before all of that happened here in
Trail is
Texas.
like any other trail. Is that what you're talking about? What you're seeing, Vince?
That's it. Yep, that's exactly. Can you read it?
Yeah, cake. You can count yourself awful. Most from interesting.
Simple thing to do is not read it. Just see if you got the green check mark from Project GC.
Right.
If you don't, it's red. That means, oh, now I got to figure that out.
All right. So we could talk about this trail the whole night, but this is not this is not why we are here. It's a good one though. So guys, check it out if you're in Dallas. And yes, Adam's saying you had a narrowly defined schedule. Yeah, we were only in Texas for
Like 30 hours
30
or
hours.
something ridiculous like that. Thanks to Chicago weather.
Yes. So we are here to talk about. Is it a snake? I'm assuming it's. Is this called something? This trail?
Well,
Yeah.
yes, that was the intent.
Mhm.
But standing back and looking at it is that after it was all done, I was proud of the best art that I think I've ever done. Which isn't saying much because I even say in all the descriptions that it's not very good. It's not very good at all. And standing next to my geocaching partner, she stands back and looks at it and says, "That looks like a sperm."
It's funny. Jesse and I before the show,
know.
Jesse was pulling it up, and Jesse's like, "It just keeps going. It just keeps going."
Right.
You know.
So tonight, right before the show, my reviewer calls me, and he starts off by saying, "Just got an email from HQ." And I go, "Oh boy, it's about your Geoart." And I go, "Oh no." And I said, "Well, all right, what's this all about?" And he tells me they want the 23 caches that have the virtual stages in Mexico to be Mexico caches. So those that went out on the trip to find them this last weekend actually get 23 first to finds in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
So it
I
will be
wondered about
23
that.
So the 23 caches, and I said it up front to him. I told him, I said, well, in Europe, what they do is they have virtuals in another country, and that country is credited for that when they go across.
Really?
And he said, well, I don't know. And then it ended up being as they were coming down to crunch time, and I told him that let's just I'm going to try and put them in the system in Texas, so you get the credit on your system in the background, and tell me if you can see them. So he said he could see them, and then he was able to publish them under his queue. But HQ came back and said, you know what, the way this is done, and And first time it's done in the U.S.
Wow.
Is where the country is credited with the first virtual stage of the unknown, or in this case, a where I go. So they're all where I goes and unknowns.
Very nice.
So why did I do that? Why are they only 2 different types? It ends up being not very colorful. Just 2 different types, and they're both blue. It's a blue snake. And unfortunately, is that to be able to get something that looks reasonable in Google Earth when we start doing the overlays, we had the restriction of the 2-mile radius. And when we started to try and put multis in, made it a little bit tougher. The problem was the multis, we just didn't have enough land to make anything that was a nice diamond or something where you physically go the first stage. And there weren't enough things to be virtual stages out in the middle of the desert, but rocks. And so we ended up having to go with this 2 colors. And so it looks a little mundane in color, has a little variety when it comes to the where I goes, not as many, but 324 where I goes out there in the desert, but they're all solvable, just from your desktop before you go.
And so just so people who are listening to this can follow along, can we get a GC of just one of them? Just so people who are listening to this at work tomorrow or in the future, or even right now, can pull it up and see what we're talking
about. Are you ready?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Number 2, GC 9 kilo 550.
9K 550. There you go, guys. Take a look at that.
So there's not a number 1. Number 1 will be a challenge cache when we start this, and it will be 1,300 caches in Hudspeth County.
Is that are they all in Hudspeth County? Just out of curiosity.
They're all in Hudspeth County.
Nice.
One county that had like 13 caches in it, in the entire county before we started. So the remote area and all the land that you need to do something like this and put out caches along 162.5 miles of dirt and road and sand was what we have accomplished. And as I'm clear to say, it is a world record, and in the fact that there hasn't been something larger, if you will.
We'll get there.
So we'll get there.
Wow.
We'll get there.
So you put it out in West Texas.
Yes.
Is there a particular reason why? Is it just because that you got the land mass? Is that
And one thing Texas has a commodity of, and that's land. We'll never run out of land. We have lots and lots of land. Not a lot of water, but we have lots and lots of land. And so out here in the middle of the desert, you've seen some of the pictures. It's pretty desolate, right?
Yeah.
So it's the Mojave Desert. It's the Urington Desert that housed those 24,000 caches out there for a long time. And you probably is that when they come after me to go and take this, one, I think they'll be a little intimidated by what you need to do to be able to do the Guinness Book of World Records, but to be able to do this, I think somebody could take this down if they had the crazy mind to do it. No, and I was inspired by the eagle that was out in the Nevada desert, which was gorgeous, 689 caches out there many years ago. It was a beautiful job. I mean, they had somebody that had artistic flair, and they did a really good job, just like the train in Idaho. As it's just shy of 1,000 GeoArts. But I was more inspired when I was in Spain a year and a half, 2 years ago, and middle of a thunderstorm for almost a week, and couldn't do anything. All the time that we want to spend out there, and I saw this square-looking map, and opened one of them up, and it had this little certificate that said Guinness Book of World Records. And if you look at it, I don't know if you guys can pull it up on your screen. It's over there. I probably could find it real quick, but it just looks like a big square.
That's square. That's Pickerick.
Yeah, Pickericks. That's right. So you may have had him on your show. I understand it.
Well, we virtually had him on the show.
There might have been a snafu.
There's technical difficulty.
We had him on the show,
recording.
and the recording didn't happen. So, but we've had him. Yeah. So we virtually had him on the show.
Let's see if I can find it real quick.
We talked to him for an hour. So we know what goes into the Guinness World Record. You know what he talked all about what goes.
Yeah, I think I sent it to you.
You did, yes. It was crazy. Yeah.
folks.
Yeah, he
So-
did it. Yeah, he did it.
So the
So-
audit phase of this still has to happen to get the Guinness in front of the world record, right?
Oh,
So you
yeah.
still have,
Yeah.
and that is an epic undertaking. I'll
And-
say minimally, it's just
And-
an epic undertaking to get the evidence and the things that you need.
I'm really curious if anybody hunted these went live last weekend, right? Just over the weekend, correct?
Mhm.
If
Just had-
anybody hunted these, please give us a call. We want to talk to you. 808-468-7924, 808 got swag. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. We want to hear from you. Just not just from Vince. I want to hear people who have actually hunted these, what
Right.
it was, how it was. Give us a call. We're actually
Yeah,
really,
we
really
got a
curious.
bunch of folks out there. I
I'd
know
love to
they're
hear
out
from
there.
you.
They're sitting there.
I would love
They're
to hear.
hiding behind the keyboard. Come on.
It's not. Don't be afraid. It's a lot of fun. Come talk to us.
Oh yeah.
So,
So-
Jess,
so-
can you pull that up?
yeah.
I'm working on it. Give me a
So
sec.
this is out in
got
the
one here.
area of Texas where what most of the world thinks of Texas is.
Oh yeah.
It's
Well,
Texas.
I lived in Houston for 20 years, and
Okay.
it's like Houston's like nothing close to that. Houston's subtropical. This is a desert landscape with the hills and mountains. And there's no hills or mountains
There you go.
in Houston.
There
Okay,
you
so
go.
this
There's
is
the map, the treasure map.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the one in Spain.
Yes.
That
This is
is-
the one in Spain. Yeah, this is Picarax.
Yep.
Like
So
south
we drove
of
around
Madrid.
found a few of those. Is that it was a little interest because I'm a DT snob and a lot of them are just 2.2s. So I didn't spend too much time there. But there are some other pretty cool ones in the area who Picarax has out there.
Yeah, those are all his too.
Who's been
Mhm.
quite helpful. Let me just tell you, he's quite helpful, and we'll have a conference call with him really soon. And I'm going to get somebody with a Spanish-speaking individual that'll come on with us and try and see if I can get all of his wisdom that he learned along the path here
Mhm.
before we make an attempt April 2nd and 3rd at the audit run, and that's when we should have all of our ducks in a row: videographers, auditors, witnesses,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
everybody in attendance, and then we go to every single one of the caches and record each of them. So that's what our intent is.
Merlin 1392. How many of these help with the county challenge?
All 1,300. You get to find all 1,300 in one county.
But yeah,
But-
I was gonna say
But the
say
good
that.
news is that there's several counties you got to go through to get there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Like that's one of the biggest counties in Texas, or if not the biggest county in
it's-
Texas. So
It's pretty big. Plus, there's really hard counties to get to there. Like Jeff Davis County and
Yeah.
what's the one that right next to it that we had our big multi finals in was in the next county over in Pecos or near Pecos. So we had a large trail of multis out there.
And how many
Many
miles
years.
does it run?
It's 162 and a half miles of trail and road.
Wow.
So when we started on our trek this last weekend, we started on the paved roads, which is we saw maybe two vehicles, coming on that nice paved road in the
Mhm.
middle. And it kind of interesting is that where we're at is right next to the Blue Origin launch site. So a lot of people went up to our cache up there called Failure Launch, which is not too far from and you can view where the launch site for the Blue Origin rocket is out there in the middle of nowhere, Texas.
Mhm.
So that's just north of Van Horn, where everybody stayed.
Mhm.
So that was really nice, but it's out there in the middle of nowhere. So as of right now, and nobody's come back and said, hey, you don't have the world record. We have world record, but we don't have Guinness Book of World Records to be able to put the logo up there.
Right, which is due time because if you have more than Picarax, yeah, you've got it. It's just a matter of getting Guinness out there to say, yeah, you got it.
That's
Yeah.
right. So you have to send them all the evidence and get them to say,
Correct.
okay.
Yeah,
Yep,
and he
that's
said
April 2nd.
it's a piece of work to try and do that.
Oh.
to try and-
Oh yeah, and I think I got a videographer today. If Derek Baker said he'd come out and help us out, so we'll see.
Derek, of course.
So we'll
All right,
see.
we got a call
Once he-
here.
once he reads it all.
We got a call here from
Mhm.
we got Wild Rose of Texas,
And
from San Antonio. Brenda, hello, Brenda.
Mhm.
Brenda,
Hello,
hi, Brenda. How are you?
I'm good.
So you have hunted these, is what you're telling us.
Yep.
Did you finish? Out of curiosity.
Yes, we did.
You did. And Brenda, how was it?
It was awesome.
Was it?
It was incredible. Yep. Yep.
Tell me what was so incredible. Talk to me. Tell me.
Well, the landscape itself is very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. And the organized effort for everybody to work cooperatively to find all of these geocaches was pretty impressive. I have participated in other Geoart efforts to find, a whole Geoart, but this one, because of the mammoth size of it, it was pretty fun to be a part of, and to see everyone's joy in finding all the caches. It was pretty amazing.
Wow. And how long did it take you, just out of curiosity? How long did it take you to finish?
Well, the first day it took us about, well, I would have to say 8 or 9 hours out there. And that was just the first group. And then we had to wait for the next group to publish so that we could get after it the next day.
Oh, that is a lot.
Yeah.
How many did you get in the first group? How many were in the first group?
The geocaches that came out, the first group was 830, something like that.
800.
And lots of different ways of hiding those little brown buggers.
See,
And
you were averaging 100 an hour. Just
yeah, well, there was
around that math.
a pretty good group effort, and we worked pretty hard at it.
Wow.
We hustled.
Yeah, you have to when you have that many. Absolutely. Wow.
That was a paved road, though. The first day was paved road.
First day was paved. Oh, Lord.
Paved road for the first 800 or so.
Okay,
Well,
Brenda, just out of curiosity, what kind of car you drive? We had to know.
Oh, I was in my husband's Ford truck.
Okay, so you had a Ford truck. All right.
yeah, they're big 4-wheel.
I'm not going to ask
4x4.
Vince. Brenda, I'm not going to ask Vince because it's his. Brenda, do I need a 4x4 to do this thing? Can I do it? Can I do it in a Buick Regal, or do I have to have a 4x4?
No, you better have a 4x4.
You better have them. So
on the second day out there in that sand, you're going to get stuck if you don't have a 4x4.
All right, so I ain't doing this in a Mustang.
So don't take the rental.
Don't take the rental. Don't get the Mustang.
Sounds like you could do a little over half of it, in the Buick Regal. Then you got to go get that big red truck.
You got to go get the big red truck.
Oh yeah, our rental.
The
I
big
suppose
red-
we could have
our
taken
rental.
that one.
Yeah, the big red monster. Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Well, so you finished it, correct?
Correct.
Oh, that's awesome. So you got 13. How many prints? 1,300 caches. 1,300 in 2 days.
1,300.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brenda, just out of curiosity, how many finds do you have?
Well, I haven't logged any of these yet, but I think I'm sitting at 18,000.
Oh, nice job. Well done. Brenda, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate it. I like your name too. Wild Rose, Texas. It's adorable.
Thank
I love
you.
it. Be well,
Thanks,
be safe.
guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go. A real life user of the trail, a finder of all the caches. We got another one coming on. Oh, look who it is, guys. We got Care Killer. Hell, Care Killer. Been a while,
Hey,
kid.
what's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
So you've done. I shouldn't be shocked that you've done this, but I'm sure you were foaming at the mouth when you first heard of this, and then for it to be in Texas, I'm sure you jumped. You grabbed your wife, threw her in the car, and said, "Let's go."
Well, I had some advance warning this was going to happen,
Uh-huh.
but it was, that's probably my favorite part of Texas. So that's a big draw to go out there and spend time out there.
And did you get them all?
Yeah, I mean, I was there with the entire contingent, and we completed everything. Yeah.
Wow. And how was it? How was it? Tell me how it was.
I'm sure you've been on this sort of thing before. It's all day.
Yeah.
There's multi-day of riding out there. But part of the fun was that, yeah, you had to have 4-wheel drive for many sections. So
Jeep.
it was fun to put the Jeep to work, you know?
Right.
Yep.
Yes, you made your Jeep work, huh? Put them to work.
Well, yeah, I actually sold my Jeep, so we were using Leslie's Jeep. But,
Oh,
we put that one to work.
put it to work. Nice. Put
Yeah.
some miles on it too, apparently. If it's that long.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's nothing new for this state, though. You know, it's
Right.
all several hours to get anywhere.
And so were they easy finds? Were they, were they pretty easy finds? Were they hard to find? Was it just pick it up and go kind of a thing, or was it more of like I gotta search for this
Well,
thing?
I think it goes without saying that 1,350 caches. You know, you've got a little bit of everything.
Right. Were there high DTs?
You know?
Is it a DT trail, or is it all 1.5, or is it getting high DTs?
And once again, with 1,350, you've got a little bit of everything.
Was there a 5.5 on there?
You've got some low, some high, some in the middle. So
Was there a true 5.5? Was there a 5.5 on there? Did you see one? Vince,
yeah, there was plenty of those. There
was
were
a 5.5?
You know, you had some that are roadside, just get out and grab them, and there's others where you had to climb up, you know, a significant hill to get to them.
Oh,
Through
really?
sand and cactus and what have you, you know.
Sounds fantastic. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Was there one you had to wrestle a rattlesnake for a 5.5? That'd be a 5.5, wouldn't it?
You know, not in January.
No? Okay.
No.
maybe in the summer.
Oh.
We didn't see a lot of wildlife out there, did we, Adam? I was shocked because
No.
we were expecting more.
I can't
when
really
we were deploying.
wildlife I saw out there.
Yeah, I can't either. Because then when we were deploying, we saw just a bunch. It was a bazillion javelina. There's even snake when it was a little bit warmer. So, but didn't see much during the run the other weekend.
Houston, Texas, Dave does. How many fake snake caches are there out there?
That would have been crazy. Yeah, didn't think of that. Good idea.
Now,
Jump out at you.
Right?
I would say,
That'd be great. That'd be so mean.
one of the highlights of the trip, I will say, is at the end there was a group of I think four Jeeps, and we all went out to the Rio Grande and, you know, stood right there on the border, which I've done before, but not in that area. So that's always pretty cool when you're sitting right there on the edge of the United States.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah. So Jesse, if you look at the very beginning at the south, if you can pull up the
Yep. I have it all queued up and ready to go.
And you look just a little bit further south, you'll see about 3 or 4 caches that have been published out there. Those were fun getting to. That's you really needed the Jeeps down there to get those.
Oh wow!
Right.
Oof, wow.
So we put a nice ammo can out there and some unactivated geo coins and stuff that may stay there for a while until somebody has the capable vehicles that can go out and get those. I believe there's going to be an earth cache out there too soon, so you might get ready for that.
Nice.
So
And Greg Lawn in the chat room says advice for future cache runs out there. What about you?
So one of the announcements, I know I don't want to take Adam's time, but I'll let Adam finish. But let's talk about it in just a minute once and Adam finishes. Adam, you were one of the rescue vehicles for one of the stuck vehicles, were you? Did you go on one of those runs?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, I couldn't remember if you were part of the winch crew that had to pull out a couple of vehicles.
So you need a winch crew when you're out there.
We did actually.
Wow. So what happens if you're?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
So what happens if Jesse and I go out there? We rent a Jeep. We go out there. So you're saying you should go out there with at least 2 cars, basically one that both have winches on them. Let's put the odds of getting stuck, Vince, on this trail.
The thing with being out there, and what I would say for anyone, you don't go out there by yourself, because at some points you're 40, 50 miles from the interstate and you're already in like a very remote area where there's very few people per square mile.
Right.
So you need to be with someone in case something happens.
Yeah. Michelle's right. True. Bring tweezers. A lot of these are little brown buggers, and the hint is in the bush, middle, low.
Oh. Wow. All right, so good to know. So you should go with a buddy. The buddy system out there for car buddy system, so to speak.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have cell phone signal the whole time? Just out of curiosity, for people who might be curious.
You'd be surprised. I think there's more than you thought. In the middle of the desert, there was a rescue station. Is that what you call it, Adam? That thing that had like the weather station on top and had flashing lights. And once you got down there, the cell signal started thinning out.
Yeah, Kid Wrangler Kate saying no cell signal. There's some parts with no cell signal.
In the south.
I think on day 1 I had service, but not day 2.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm of course. Houston Dave saying download all the caches. Of course, I'm just talking about like if you're going one car, if you have a car, if you have a cell signal,
you got multiple cars.
You can call help. You can call for help, kind of a thing.
Right. You can send people back if you're solo. You
with
might
no
be
cell
SOL.
signal, you're kind of SOL. Yeah, you're seriously SOL. Yeah.
The Border Patrol will find you eventually.
Eventually.
Find your body, desiccated body.
Just slam on the horn a lot. That's what, all right, Kara Killer. Anything else? Anything else you want to add? Good to hear from you, pal.
No. Just I had a great time, and I would recommend it to anybody. So go find them.
Did you get a yellow shirt?
I didn't buy one, but I had one gifted to me. So
nice.
Thank you to the crazy chicks.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Be well, okay?
All right, man.
All right,
see you guys.
Bye.
All right. I want to give a shout out real quick to my good buddy, traveling geek, Greg Lawn, in the chat room there. So I've never seen him in our chat room before. So you must have brought him in, Vince.
Vince is bringing him in.
Yeah.
Bringing in the rarities.
Greg's amazing. Greg moved from Houston.
Yes.
Yeah. So we used to cache together, and we went to many megas together and stuff. So.
Yeah.
And Cache Canada. So how long did it take to place?
5 days. So we spent 4 nights and 5 days out there.
Wow.
It took the better part of those 5 days, and there's only me and my caching partner, TT01, Kathy. So that was it.
Mm-hmm. Wow, really?
5 days. Yeah. So somebody says, "Oh, you delegated it to somebody else." No, we didn't. We did it all ourselves in a Jeep Compass. We did not go any place that required 4-wheel drive, as I told everybody.
Right.
But I did tell everybody there was a couple times it does scrape. Sand gets tough. The gravel gets tough, and if you don't keep the momentum and you keep going through it, you're going to be in trouble. Meaning is that, and we ended up with a couple of people in trouble, and even one was a pickup truck later on in the deeper sand further south towards the border.
I can't believe it only took you 5 days. That blows my mind.
Yeah, well, we didn't have much hope that we would get it done. But we were up at before sunrise where we started. We had a plan. We stuck to the plan. All the caches were ready, and as we jumped out, we were, finding specific things that we wanted to do. We really didn't have an idea of what the DTs were going to be, and I think maybe a good question if we get another caller to call in is that I think they'll tell you I probably underrated them. There were some with 10 folks out there looking for this one little brown bugger in a bush that they just couldn't see, and even with a hint, they were having some troubles on several of them.
So was it 5 days of planning caches and recording their locations, and then going back later and creating the puzzles and where I goes and everything to lead you to it? Or
absolutely. And I think one of the things that I'm always concerned about, because I'm one of those people that complain about all the time, is the fact is that how accurate are the chords?
Right.
When we did a couple other trails previously, is that the chords were all over the place, and our GPS, we didn't use a phone. We actually used an older GPS, but it wasn't as fast. But the new GPS, the Garmin 66 SR, is an amazing device. And I think we had complaints on maybe 1 or 2 caches that were in the middle of the road and were where there should be. But it was get out. One of us was recording the things, the other was putting the chords there. And then, one of the most arduous tasks are, because I like to do it, is I like to record what the hint is and what the DT is on the spot. And we do that with the Apple phone notes. And we have 1,300 notes, and each of them have a DT, what number the cache was, as it correlates to the number that was on the GPS where we recorded.
How long did it take you to actually just get all that in?
What's that?
Like code all that in? They get it all into the pages.
So I would argue that the hardest thing, and it could just be me, is that once you have all that data, the real work begins.
Right.
Recording it,
Yeah.
to me, is
Yeah.
a blast. Recording it is a blast. And
Really?
getting it, but you have all of getting out
Oh,
there in the middle of the desert, going out there and putting all those caches out and being outdoors. That's me, just outdoors. But then you got to take all this data. Then you got to correlate it. You got to get it. Okay, I have a vision. What's in my head? What
Right.
a snake should look like. Found a whole bunch of images to overlay and lay down an initial look of what I believed it should look like.
Right.
We had one of our cashers, Julian, look at it, and he said, "Well, I think I can make it a little bit better." So he helped out with it. He has a process because he's put out some before, and then he brought back an idea. And then what I did is said, "Well, it's pretty rigid," so I had to put some curves in it. You'll see a few little curves in there and a few other things that I think it made it look a little bit better. But that takes hours and hours and hours to do. Then you have to make sure you're within the 2-mile radius, meaning is that the virtual stage unknown or where I go has to be within 2 miles, right? And it is definitely one of those things is that if you don't have it right, is it Travis, our reviewer, comes back and says, got to move it. So we got lucky in a couple of them. He said, "Okay, I'll let you move them once you get out there." So we moved 2.
Yeah, I was gonna
had
say,
to move
like,
2.
you got to drive back out there to move it.
Yeah, it's 7.5 hours from here, Dallas.
Oh,
It's halfway to California from Dallas, right? So it's one of those things that I'm not gonna drive all the way back out there. So he let us do it on the fly. We told him we were gonna put it, and he said, "Okay." So let me just say is that if you think we have a lot of work, our reviewer Travis is incredible. He's a patient man, and he wasn't feeling too well. He had some issues, and like I said at the time, and he saw this coming. We stopped and have lunch, bought him lunch, and said, "I'm coming with this." And he goes, I hate you." And but if anybody knows him, we have what I believe is one of the best reviewers I think in the world. Travis is just a reviewer, Revan, and he puts up with us in putting these large caches out, these large power trails, and a few other things, and he was just a saint through this whole process because he's got a lot of work on his end to make sure that they're all right.
We have
get it right the first time.
We've got San Antonio, Texas on the line here. We've got Crazy Chick C.
Oh, our shirt.
Crazy Chick C. Hello, Sherry.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
So you're
recovered.
Are you the one with the shirts? So you're the woman with the shirts.
I'm one of the crazy chicks, yes, that provided the shirts.
How many shirts did you make?
Oh goodness. I think we made probably somewhere between 30 and 50 shirts, probably.
30 and 50
Wow.
shirts. Wow. And just did you
and we made some stamps too for everybody so they could all have a stamp for the logs.
Oh, wow, nice. That's really nice of you. And so you've done all this, obviously. Were you a part of building this, or did you just go out and you were partaking in the finds?
No, I got to partake of all the hard work and had my own hard work to do.
And so what made you think of making a t-shirt for everybody?
Well, the crazy chick, my wife, is that's her business, printing and promotional products, and that's just she just kind of gets ideas, and she started talking to TT02, and I'm not sure who we're texting with when we're texting TT02, but one of them, and just kind of presented the idea and kind of went with it. So,
okay. And so if someone wants to buy a shirt, can they buy a shirt, or was it a one-off kind of run? Like, is there a store that someone can buy shirts?
Sure, they could reach out to them or us. We have quite a few left over, although we'd have to remake because they were specific. They all have FTF on them. So all of the gang
That's fantastic.
Duct tape.
Oh, so the rare, so you have rare FTF t-shirts is what you got. Those are the collector ones. Those are the collector item ones. Wow. No,
so now we need to do one for the audit run.
Sherry, you just sell it a little higher. You up the price on those. That's all you got, dude. Up the price.
Oh.
That's all you do. Like the FTF ones are $50. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And so how was it? How was the trail?
It was awesome. I have to say, my vehicle is high clearance, but it is not four-wheel drive.
Mhm.
And we did encounter one section that I did get stuck in. So it took a little bit. At least, and we were with another vehicle that was definitely planned out. So we were always had at least two vehicles, sometimes more. And there was 2 or 3 guys working to push me out. So we got it out.
Wow.
But only one section did we have trouble with.
Really? And
Yeah, it was like a very loose dirt, and it was very thick, and just got to hit it right.
And so Vince, as it was stated in the chat room, and I want your opinion on this, Sherry, as well. So what happens? What's with cache maintenance? What's the story with cache maintenance? How are you going to work that?
Yeah, I just saw Jeff mention that. Is that we've had a series out there for some time, a very large multi-series that all the finals are out there in the middle of the desert, not too far, actually closer. But we have a cacher that lives in El Paso that has 2 cachers, American Nomads and B. Prater, that said that they are in. They haven't had to, but maintain the caches.
Mhm.
Is that over the time of doing some of these in the past, is that I tried to come up with some of the best containers that will wear well in extreme heat, like you're going to find out here in the far west Texas desert.
Mhm.
And so I think we've got a lot of them preforms. We have a lot of preforms out there. We have a lot of magnets with indestructible paper on them as logs, and the little brown buggers. And the other half is the black bisons with really good O-rings. And so
Really
we
good.
have about 600 of those. You can get those O-rings that will be black chalk on your hands. And I looked the world around and find the O-rings, and we had a crew of 2 amazing people, Sun City Sandy and her husband, put all those together for us and stuffed them, and they just did an amazing job, making that happen. So they were.
So if something's missing, you can't just replace it. It's not like it's not a pill bottle. You can just drop a pill bottle kind of a thing.
Yeah, this is not a rolling.
Mhm.
You could effectively do rolling logs.
Yeah,
but,
right. It's not
to
this.
untether these are tethered quite well. And
Mhm.
pull out the bush if you want, or the tree or whatever it is.
Carry with you back.
There's probably about 6 unusual rock piles. There's probably a
Oh,
handful of tree climbs.
oh,
But
Vince.
other than that, most of these are all tethered with galvanized green wire, which has led to many of the finds I heard people say
Mhm.
along the trail. But you still had to reach into the thorny bushes and donate some blood.
So good to know. So it's not a rolling one. So you cannot just roll and replace. It's signing each log. It's going finding it.
Get the
pulling it out.
tweezers out.
Yeah. Sherry, I got one final
Same.
question for you, Sherry. Hardest find on the trail. What's the hardest one?
The hardest to find.
Well, the hardest one on the trail. In your opinion, of course.
Well, some probably one of the couple that you had to hike up the hill to get to. Luckily, I didn't have to do that kind of hiking, but some folks did.
We were
Quite
kinda
high
mean
up there,
on
so those are probably harder.
Yeah, people are saying that.
So.
People in the chat room said there must be a heck of a hill because people are saying like the hill in the chat room. People are
Yeah,
saying.
well, there's quite a few. I mean, it's a lot of flat, but when there are portions of mountain ranges out there, so you've got some of those that kind of filter in through there. You can see some of the pictures people took.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes.
On Vince's page, I know with from up above and from down below. So of the people up above.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw pictures over the weekend on Facebook. They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful pictures.
Yeah.
Sherry,
yeah,
thank
definitely some beautiful sunrises headed out there. That's for sure.
Sherry, thank you so much for calling, and we appreciate it. Thank you for your input. We love it. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank
Be
you.
well. We'll talk to you soon. So, Vince, I want to talk about the world record, Guinness. Have you been in touch with Guinness?
Oh, yeah, my
Yes.
application's in.
Oh, great.
I have submitted the application. What I learned is that if you want to get them to review fast, and they'll charge you a nice handsome sum. If you want them to look at it very quickly, and I said, I'm not going to do. Probably I'll wait because we still have some work to do before we do the audit in April. So They have about a 10 to 12 week wait period before they'll review your application, make sure that they understand the definition, and they will then send you back the definition. Our good friend, how do you say it, Picarex, in Spain will has already set me up with what the criteria that they set him, and I can't imagine they would modify that too much, because then it wouldn't be analogous to what the record is and how that record was set now. So I decided to wait the first, but I will probably go through the evidence phase and pay for the evidence phase to be put in the TSA pre-line, and we'll go through that a little bit faster.
So you've been in contact with Picarex, and he was very helpful with you.
Yeah, he reached out to me. He said, "Hey, that looks amazing," and he said, "I would love to help you in any way I can. You guys did a great job," and he's been very grateful. Just so generous. Like I said, Europeans have a whole different type of way that the community interacts, and we have many friends over in Europe that we cache with, and we'll see in May and a few other things, and so it's just amazing to see those folks over there. That
you got to respect them, man. You got to respect them. Oh, you want my title? Here, let me help you.
Yeah,
exactly.
Incredible. Like I said, is that if that was here in the States, is that they'd be out there on Facebook already saying that. We know.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know. Yeah, I know. That's awesome. So you are going through the process. Is there an ETA on that at all? Is there any kind of ETA?
It'll be last weekend, May. I think they're due to get back to me
to get the official.
And so that'd be perfect time. Yeah, no, I'll have all the criteria, but I think I might have a little head start on that. So I'm prepared for April 2nd and 3rd.
Okay,
we'll get that all set up. And here's the thing: is that the audit run is not just going out, just us doing it. Is that this takes a village. I mean, we need people to stand at each of the caches, hold up a sign that says this is 1345, and this is 6, and here it is, and we have to show evidence of each one. So as you're doing it, is that we and I will be promoting the fact is that anybody that didn't make this first run would like to do the entire trail. We'll be visiting all the caches. So those that you're not leapfroggers and they don't want to do leapfrogging, and we will be visiting every single cache. And if you'd like to put your name on it as we're there, so be it.
And logging, and you have to have a sign for every single cache.
Every single one. We have to record every single one where its location is. And
wow,
we have to not only take a picture of it, we also have to videograph it.
Video. And what is the official?
Can the sign be digital?
See, now.
Good idea, Chad.
It's like you use a tablet.
Right?
You can attend if you have an iPad. We get that a big number on it. But I was wondering about that, whether they'd accept that. I probably will ask them, because you could put a little green screen on there and just transpose it and go out walking anywhere in the desert and take pictures at 1,350 bushes.
But why would you? Who is that? Might as well do it if you're going to do that.
That's what I was going to say. There's enough people
I believe
there's enough people that want to do this, and they want to go out there and get all of them. They want people out there so they know that they're safe. Right. I think it's a safer way to do it. You get to sign all the caches because we've got to go to them all. You'll eat dust with everybody, and it's so much fun with a group of people, especially the group of people we had this last weekend. I think that anybody that would like to do it, I'm trying to encourage them to come April 2nd and 3rd, and that way you find them all, because we have to, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Here it is, and here's the number, and next, keep going. But it's a 2 full days, because we got done a little early, but we had the power team out there. And I had a couple of new people that hadn't been along on one of these treks with us before, adventures as I call them, and so there was a lot of acclimation and getting used to the process, right? And everybody's drive by every one of these caches, and like I said, not everybody has to jump out every one, but that's how we did it.
Well, I know a lot of people have issues with caravans.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Personally, I love doing those with other people rather than just 2 people in the car. It's a lot. It's way more fun when you're with a bunch of people and you're doing it together.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially when you get people that rib each other, and they write things, and they write things in the dust in the windows, and over the door. We had one where we had somebody write right next to the door is that he loves his grandma or something right next to the door. I only use that example because it's just one of 1,000 things that we're in stitches laughing because the cast of characters we bring in from Florida and Ohio. This time we had a crew from Ohio and Georgia and Delaware and Phoenix and Minneapolis. We had them in from all over the place. They've been on.
Nice.
They've heard the stories and they say, "Hey, I got to do one of those."
Right.
All right. You don't have to. And again, we had like 6 or 7 people this trip that said, "I'm only going to sign the ones and log the ones online that I went to and signed." Fair enough. That's what we want you to do. Absolutely.
Right.
I'm not going to say no. Right.
So
Just enjoyed it. Camaraderie, fellowship, whatever you want to call it. We had a blast.
So what is the official number of caches? The official.
Physically, right now we have 1345. There's 5 errors that I've got to fix between now and the audit period. 1345 where it's at, but 1350 is what it's going to be.
Okay.
I had someone come back to me and say the Colorado one was 1800, and I'm going, oh man, I'm spinning up, and I can hear TT01 now saying, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I could just see her face, and everybody that knows her, she's a. It's
So
a lot of work, right?
why is this any different from the ET Highway? Just because it's an art? Is that why? What makes this different from the ET Highway, which is over 3,000?
I think you called it out earlier. Is the fact that the ET Highway lets you pick up the first stash of containers and logs, and they let you just stuff them and pick one up and drop it off. Pick one up and drop it off. These are all tethered, right?
Right.
I'm going to tell you is that 90% of these are tethered in a bush. You get out, and if you have 6 people looking, it's going to go a lot faster than one. I meant you're going to see some 3.3s that you're going to say that's not a 3.3, that's a 4.5 or whatever difficulty, as I heard along the trail. But I think it's not fair to everybody that has already logged it now to go out and start changing the DTs. So I'm going to probably leave them most of the way they are, and I think you'll get a couple of layups that may be easier than the others, and some of them you'll just scratch your head wondering where it's at. So that's the big significant difference. In ET Highway, most of it, I would say, having not done it all myself, because it's low DTs, and as I said, I'm a DT snub. You're mostly on nice coiffed roads. This is going to take you off the main trail. You're going to find yourself in places where, like I said, you're going to need a 4-wheel drive, and you're going to just in case you need it. As I said, we didn't use it, but you're going to find yourself that you'll be happy that you had it with rutted roads and like that. And then if you get one of the 11 inches of rain they get out of their year, which is not much, after a rainstorm, just make them all 5.5s. Go ahead and put on speed dial the tow truck. Right.
So if you're coming from a different state, you pray for no rain. Is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Rain that it doesn't rain the night before.
Yeah, and you saw the pictures. We had gorgeous weather. I mean, we just and if it does rain and you have some water flow or a few other things, it'll dry up just like that. It's quick, but don't be there just right after the rain because it's cement and you'll have the unbalanced tires when you get out of there.
Right. Okay, and just because if I was in the chat and we're listening to this while I was at work, I know I'd want to know the answer to this, so I'm going to ask you the question. So that being said, if I wanted to take a trip there, if I wanted to go and hunt these, and I'm from another state, I'm coming in from Chicago. Let's say I'm from Chicago. Let's use that as I'm flying in. How far is it from civilization to the start and to the end? Like if I do 800 in a day, how far am I driving back? How far is civilization from there?
We stayed in Van Horn, which was about 45 minutes from where we ended in the day.
Okay.
And we kind of planned it. It was all, if you've ever been on one of my adventures, it's like a regiment. And I had maps of the routes that high clearance vehicles had to go down by themselves, no sedans down specific roads and a few other things. But where we ended at the end of the day, all that to say is that you're probably about an hour from Van Horn and 90 minutes from El Paso.
Okay.
So it's not as far out as you could be from some of the other remote places in the U.S.
Okay.
Like Yellowknife.
I'm assuming no gas stations. No gas stations anywhere.
Right, Jeff? Yellowknife. That's not near anything.
No gas stations along the way.
There is in Sierra Blanca. We're the middle of the. There is
Okay.
there's two. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple of restaurants there, but not a hotel I'd stay in. But that's why the Van Horners were. Yeah, it's one of the old Route 66 hotels that they decided not to upgrade.
All right. That's fantastic. It is 9:30 or 9:40 actually.
Let
Chicago.
me,
Jesse.
for our viewers, let me
Okay,
just
for our viewers.
show what we've been talking about for the last hour, because
Okay.
we've showed several other arts, but I haven't actually showed this one. So I'm going to start here at the south end.
That's a
Got the
tail.
Here's
the
the
rattle.
tail.
That's what we're doing, listeners.
Thank you for recognizing that's a rattle on a non-specific type of snake.
And it just keeps going.
Yeah, it just
There you
goes.
go. Hey, there's the interstate.
Oh,
That's it. Sierra Blanca is the diamond there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
And
guessing it's supposed to be a diamondback.
And it's still going. We're still going.
Wow.
Here we go.
That is a big snake.
So here, let's get it all on one screen.
Wow. Yeah, that's a beast.
So now you can see about the 13 caches that were out there, right? Some of those green dots.
Yeah. And what are the what are the green ones? Is that what that's what was
No,
out there?
So that was really the trail that inspired this area. That's the remote back roads of Texas, which is an absolutely gorgeous trail. I mean, I didn't even know it existed until I went out there and saw that little trail
Oh, really?
there, which is absolutely beautiful. And so if you take it down the valleys just to the east,
You have to walk. Can you drive that? Is that even drivable?
What's that?
There's
The
some
one down
roads and
along the
stuff.
border?
There's some roads down there.
Well, just
if
because
you
there's roads.
zoom
doesn't
in.
mean it's and that's those roads has to
Yeah.
be drivable.
Yeah, so she has the unsolved one. So if you look at the string of solved caches, you'd see it kind of goes somewhat down the middle of most of the snake. So those are just the virtual.
Okay, so I just want to clarify for people. So some of these, the virtual stages are in Mexico. And so you said that that's actually
You
going to
can see 'em.
change. So like right now, this says that it's in Texas, but you said
That
has
is
to change,
changing
correct?
right now. Yep. They're changing that as we speak.
Okay.
I'm assuming there's is there a border patrol over there?
Well,
We did see quite a few. They just flew by and nobody bothers us.
Really? Oh.
Well, the state
All our
trooper
Mexican
talked to us
listeners,
and
you want to get into the United States, you just got to hunt these caches. You slide right in.
maybe. Let me know how that goes.
No
a
charge on that.
GPS and say you're a geocacher.
There you go. So just carry a GPS
We
on
had
you.
no ideas
I'm
where
just
the cameras
geocaching.
are in those rocks. There's rocks everywhere. Those mountains and high-powered cameras and everything else. And as long as they see we're just running out to a bush and looking at it, and
They make
they're bringing any bodies with them. So,
Vince, thanks so much for coming on the show, buddy. It's very appreciative of you.
I hope you learned something.
I did.
That's April 2nd and 3rd.
I know. We gotta get it.
You get some PTO.
Now we gotta go to Texas, Jess.
So quick question here. I saw Rambetta was there. Was her husband Butch there?
No, I don't think Butch was there. No.
He's not much of a cacher. He shows up sometimes. So I went to Brazil with Rambetta, Leanne, and stuff to go do the 8 cache back in 2015. So we're old caching buddies.
We were sad to see her leave. I was at her going away party there in the Houston area when she left.
Yeah.
So head up to Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah.
Don't work out well. Well, thank you for having me on. You guys got some guts.
Vince, always a pleasure, buddy. You're always welcome here. Appreciate it very much for you coming on the show.
Hey, Greg, Jesse, Chad. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Sure. Hold on one second. Chad.
Yes, sir.
Next week, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
We're continuing with the guests, Chad. Not just us three. We're bringing another fourth in next week. We're bringing in Keith, Chad. You know who Keith is? You know?
Yes, I know who Keith is.
That's right. We're bringing in Keith. We're bringing in FT. We're talking FTF magazine next week, Chad.
That's right.
Bring Keith back. We're talking FTF. I was just in that, by the way. I was just in it.
Well, we were all in it.
Well, I know, but
we had our pictures. We all had our pictures in it, thanks to.
Well, spoiler alert. Thanks, Jared.
Thanks to our good buddy.
High Casher Pete.
High Casher Pete.
High Casher Pete. Yeah. High Cash Repeat.
No, High Cash Repeat.
High Cash Repeat.
Right. High Cash
Right. That's why I said High Casher Pete.
Yeah, you can't say it so fast because then you mistranslate it.
High Casher Pete.
It's not high cash.
All right, let's move on.
Next week, guys, we are talking FTF Geocacher Magazine. So thank you, Vince. Again, thank you so much, buddy. We really appreciate it, Chad. All you callers who called in from Texas, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. If you guys want a t-shirt, you could bug Crazy Chick C on geocaching to get a t-shirt. Hopefully she'll create a store for it because that'd be a cool shirt to own. If you do the trail, it'd be a nice shirt to own. All right, guys. So we will talk to you guys next week. Let me find my show notes so we can close this show out. Here we go. Please join us again every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central as we stream live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website, geocachingpodcast.com. The archive video versions of our podcasts are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available on your favorite podcatcher. Hey, if you like the show, please head over to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. Just don't, nail us for having TT02 on the show. If you prefer to watch the show, make sure you click the subscribe or get notified buttons to know exactly when we go live. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron on our show and don't leave us because TT02 is on. With tiers starting as low as $3, we get a ton of additional information, extra video, extra audio, only available to our Patreon members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/thegeocaching-podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cashly, Logwork, FTF Geocacher Magazine, the Max Hoods Body Company, Practical Geocaching, Arted Crafted, and PathTags.com. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, you tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all we got this week, so we'll see you next week talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones. We will talk to you guys next week.
So if you're organizing something for April 2nd, 3rd, and whatever around that time frame, I would like to be on the mailing list.
So TT02 cachers on Facebook. Are you in Facebook?
Yeah, I don't get on as much as I should, but okay.
Where you get notifications. So
Yeah.
I think, Scott, you're on there, right?
Yeah,
Jesse on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're on.
Yeah, we
So,
are.
I announced all of our
TT02.
adventures. Yeah, space cachers.
Cashers.
T-Chad, you go to facebook.com, Chad.
I'm on Facebook.com. Duh.
You click, you see where
Somebody just made something I didn't mention.
There.
So do you know why I do non-events?
Do non-events?
Right.
Why do you do non-events?
Because I got in trouble. Yeah, my cool reviewer said,
We're still live.
Vince, are you?
Yeah, want to get off?
We are. I don't know. No, just
I get in the broadcast.
Yeah. But I would tell you why they're always non-events.
The audio is done. This is still on YouTube. We're still live on YouTube. People can still
okay,
look.
Well, I would tell everybody on YouTube and everybody that was out there knows why. It's because
I'm just giving you heads up. You're still live.
You're not supposed to have caching on events. It's not supposed to be part of an event.
Right. Yes.
So that's the rule. So I said, I do non-event events. I try to do events and try and guys that, hey, we'll sit around and talk about stories and everything else. And he said, no, we know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I've had my events denied for that too.
Right.
Non-event.
So he said, even if you don't say it, we know what you're doing. So I just make them non-event events. And so that's why they're
non-event events. So you don't get a smiley for it, basically is what you're saying.
Oh, you don't. Right. Yeah. Well, you do. In this case, you get 1,350.
Oh, Vince. Now you got curiosity. Everybody wants to know the Facebook stuff. The chat room saying the Facebook stuff.
Oh, like I said, send a friend request if you'd like to get. And here's how it's layered. I mean, if people are still on YouTube, it's layered in 3 different ways. TT02 Cachers is my caching profile. TT02 Adventures are the details of what the adventure is going to be, when it's going to be, timing, and everything else. And then if you decide you want to come, I'll set up an event on Facebook that's specific for people that are going to be there. So you're having to watch in all my other Facebook posts or things, all the details about an event you're not going to go to and bore you with that. So that's why it's layered in 3 different layers for that. And we do usually a winter event, and we always do a summer event. So it's always trying the extremes. I try and say, let's go one in the cold and one go in the extreme heat of Texas. Oof. And a lot of times they're anywhere from 500 to 800 to 1,350 caches, as we've seen here just recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mess around with DTs. People come back and oh, you guys diluted because you have. And ask anybody that's been on any of my adventures if I haven't had them have to go out and buy new equipment to be able to find some of these caches. Some will tell you these crazy stories about, they all had to go out and buy tree trimmers. They had to be 17 feet high because I put crickets, which are little clips,
Yeah, I know
clips
that.
with little brown things. I think crickets with little brown blood tubes.
Uh-huh.
Well, I took the tree trimmer and I took the blade and I pinched it, and then I put it 17 feet in the tree. And the only way you're going to get that down is either cut that tree down or you have the right equipment to do it. And so there was like 80 of those on one of these adventures. And those were special equipment required.
On this one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. This
Oh,
I would warn everybody. This was I started that whole tree trimming device that you had to rig up before you went two adventures ago. And people just thought I was crazy, but I warned them. I sent them what they were going to need.
Oh, as long as you warn them
every time.
I guess you can't be pissed if you warn them.
Well, they know you could come unequipped and DNF it, but I'll tell you what, if you end up in, like I said, you got a group there, you got 6 of them look at them, you got another group that rolls up on you and they find it right away. Oh, they're brutal. It's brutal. You can imagine all the razzing, right? The guys from Florida are tough on you. So you don't want somebody rolling up and then 12 of you all looking at it, and then they roll up and find it right away.
Right. Just walk up and
you can imagine the stories after the adventure's over. It's just no slack, man. It's just crazy.
Jess, you want to say something?
No.
Oh, I thought you looked like you were ready to say something.
No.
All right, guys. All right, everybody. One final
you.
story from Vince. Please, sir. Everybody, thank you so much, guys, for we appreciate it very much. All you guys tuning in, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Be well, be safe. Bye-bye.